We'll now take a quick look at the different elements provided within the Epic Launcher. Generally, as developers, we'll only be using a couple of these more frequently, but it's useful to understand the general kind of layout of what we have. Some of this can be confusing as well. So for example, when it comes to the confusing points, on the left-hand side, I just wanted to bring the attention over here. We have our store, library, and the Unreal Engine. Now, by default, you're hopefully selected on the Unreal Engine. Again, this is the more relevant part to developers. You may have a different layout though if you were to start on the store or the library section. Now, the Epic Launcher is a collection of pretty much everything Unreal related, and that includes the gaming section of what is provided by Epic, Unreal, or Unreal developers. So the store that we can see here, this is where you'd be finding things like Fortnite, Rocket League, many other games which have been released through the Epic Launcher here. So if you did have a game collection, this is where you'd be able to either find or buy further games. The games that you already own will be stored in your library, and this is one of the first confusing points here, because if we then click down to the Unreal Engine tab, this brings us over to the development section, and you can see there's another library here. Now these two, the library at the top here and the library on the left-hand side here, are not the same. So the first two tabs, these are your store, so the games and content that you've purchased through the Epic Store. And then everything under the Unreal Engine tab down here, the library included, are separate to the development specific things to your Unreal Engine that you will be working on to make content. So one thing just to keep in mind here, just wanted to mention really that if your view does look very different, just make sure that you've selected the Unreal Engine tab on the left-hand side at the bottom, which is more relevant for us developers. Then a very brief overview of what is provided within the Epic Launcher for developers. The first tab you're normally greeted with is our News tab here. This is great for finding any updates or features, new releases that might be coming out, any free packs, as Epic quite often provide sample projects. For example, we've recently had something called Crop Out provided. This was a really nice cross-platform example of how to set up a project to deploy to mobile, desktop, console, and so on. So it can definitely be worth keeping up to date and just dropping in here every now and again to see what's been provided. Again, more featured free Unreal Engine content provided every month, and we can get information of that just here as well. One tab across, we have our samples page. Very similar to what I was just mentioning. All of this is completely free to use. You can download any of these packages. Most of these are projects, again, with working examples, so you can have a look through here if there's anything that you wanted to learn more on. For example, with virtual production, we will have a broadcast sample, so we can see exactly how the project would be set up to work with big LED screens, all of the plugins that would be available, ideal map and level setups, and so on. If you wanted to know more about games, you have different game projects. Your content examples is a really good place here to find individual, almost working examples acting as documentation, where in the content examples, each feature set, whether that be physics, particles, some blueprint and code, all have their own individual map. So you can open the map specific to what you wanted to learn about and kind of reverse engineer the content they provide. And there's much, much more you can go through. Again, more with cameras, with the new introduction of Unreal covering things like virtual production, the automotive features, ArcViz and things like that are all included. You can get some really good examples through the sample section. And just to highlight again that all of this is completely free to use. Next up, we have the marketplace. This is one where you may want to check in monthly. The first week of every month, they release a free for the month pack, usually 5 different packs of different types of assets that you can add to your account for free and keep forever. These will be useful things like we have here a modular medieval town. So these are all of the assets that you can see that went into creating this town here. Really good if you wanted to start building up a collection of tools to use for your current or future projects. Beyond that, we can come into the browse option at the top, and this is just where we would look for either feature set, whether that be code features or visual features like asset packs to add to your project. So if there's something that you can't do yourself and needed to buy something like your visual assets, your particle effects, sound effects, code, all of that can be found just here. You can filter by the different types of things that you're looking for. So as I mentioned, code would be things like blueprints, your code plugins. You can find your 2D or 3D assets. Props for levels will be one that people will use quite often. So another thing which is worth checking in on from time to time to see what is available here and what you can potentially be making use of. There will be some coverage in the upcoming topics on exactly how we can use the different types of assets and plugins provided through the marketplace because some of them work in slightly different ways. But this is just a brief overview of what you can find here and why this is going to be useful. And then the final thing that we'll be looking at is our library tab up here. So going over to the library section, this is where we'll be managing all of our Unreal Engine versions, as well as any projects that you might have currently in progress. And the vault down here, so this section under the vault section, is where you can find all of the different assets and plugins that you've added to your account. So I currently have this filtered to show nothing, but I could show just the blueprint assets that I have access to. So these are all of the things bound that I've either purchased or that were included in the monthly free content at some point that are now bound to my account. And again, if I toggle on everything, this will be everything, including the visual assets, the sound, and so on. So this will be the core area where we manage most of the important things to our development, such as the projects that we want to work on, the engine versions that we're using, and the assets that we have available to us. And then we have one final option that you can see at the top here, the twin motion. We won't be going too much into depth in this. This requires another piece of software to be installed, so third-party software called Twin Motion, and this allows you to work, as it says here, with BIM or CAD models for things like architectural visualization, so those kind of heavier, higher quality models, and get real-time back and forth between the Unreal Engine and Twin Motion. A little bit too specific for what we're going to be looking at, but potentially useful to know about if that kind of workflow is something that you may be interested in.